Hey everybody, we're here with Philip.
Hello.
Check this out. I caught a V11 today. This man was out here stunting. Philip is out here in Longmont, Colorado, like all the other videos. We're gonna talk about this V11 today. This is a crazy cool. What we're talking about is probably the upper echelon of the entry levels. But this probably still wouldn't be my first uni, but we're gonna let Philip talk about it because he knows about this thing here. So Philip, take it away. How did you end up on this thing? How do you like it? Let us know what your favorite thing is, what's your least favorite thing, just your thoughts in general, man.
So I ended up on a V11 because my brother moved back to home for COVID and he had a V10.
Okay.
The V11 was just about to come out, so I practiced on his V10 and learned to ride and learned some tricks and stuff, and then saw that I had to get one because it's like a compelling mode of transportation. So V11 was top of the line at the time. So I got one 3 years ago. I put about 3,300 miles on it in the first year I had it. And then
3,300 miles in the first year?
Yeah.
That's a lot for an electric vehicle, man.
It was quite a bit, but like if I computed my watt consumption, because the old app would tell me how many watt hours of power I had used,
right.
It was like $30 worth of electricity to go 3,300 miles. So
can't beat that with a bat right there.
Not a chance. So then the battery died on that, and I looked at the battery replacement cost was about $800. And
okay.
I thought, that's a lot of money. So I got a V12 high torque instead. And I rode that for a while, but I found that the V12 high torque, while it's like a very powerful wheel, it's very hard accelerating, the pedal hardness is unparalleled. The range is just not the same as the V11. Like, it's a bigger battery.
Oh, really? The range is that
it's
different
worse.
that it's noticeable?
A big time. And the other thing is that like the interface makes it in your face. Because on the V11, the only thing I have is this battery bar that's just like 20% chunks. But on the V12, they give you a percentage and a alleged like number of miles range estimation, and it's total garbage. And you just watch the percentage just like shoot down as you ride it.
Oh, wow,
and
okay.
So I found the V12 to be depressing because the range, whether actually less or just feeling like less, was a lot less. And I'm pretty sure it actually was about 25% less efficient per mile than the V11.
Okay.
In part perhaps because I sit. But the other great thing, we've got suspension. So that's something the V12 doesn't have. The V13 does offer that, but by then I had crashed on these a couple times and I didn't see the need for a heavier, faster wheel.
So how durable is it? Let's talk about the crashes real quick. Is this dirt bike durable?
Yes, it has been amazingly durable. The previous one, I crashed a lot more than this one because I was still learning some stunts and tricks and stuff. But like these carbon fiber panels are only like $25 to replace, and they shield most of that. The only thing that took damage was like down here. I lost some of my end caps and couldn't screw them back in for suspension maintenance, but that doesn't like affect you at all. The way the seat attaches to the handle is dumb. I've lost a lot of seats.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like $75 to get a new seat when you do, but it's totally worth it. So that, and then these are just the standard panels or the standard power pads.
Yeah.
Put on with Velcro.
So the seat is an issue. So if I were going to ask pros and cons, that would go in your cons list, is the seat.
Well, no, I would put the seat in the pros list because the seat is amazing. The con is that if you crash, the seat goes tumbling off, and like, you know, because the unicycle will tumble end over end and the seat is just glued on. So it'll come delaminated and then you won't be able to stick it back on. You'll put on some inferior glue, it'll stick on for a week.
Okay.
And then it'll be gone.
I get what you're saying.
And you'll need a new one.
Okay. So that's pretty much an issue you're going to have on any wheel.
Absolutely. I think the V13 is unique in that the seat is underneath the trolley handle, but every other wheel, certainly from InMotion, has the seat on top of the trolley handle. Like a lot of the Bigodes have the seat sort of, they don't even really have a trolley handle, or they have one that extends up from the chassis.
Okay.
But I don't know, I like the design overall, and I really think the seat is amazingly comfortable.
So what is the top speed you got out of this thing?
The max
The
max configurable top speed is 34 miles an hour. I originally had it somewhere close to that, and I crashed really bad without wrist guards on, and I don't want to do that again. So I leave mine limited at about 28.5 miles an hour.
Okay.
And so when you get there, the wheel will accelerate ahead of you and try to tip you back as a way to tell you that you're going around the maximum
That's
speed.
how it limits you, shows you that it's limiting. Okay.
Yeah, it can't actually
YouTube,
limit
that's a real good tip to listen to about these unis, man.
And
at least for the V11.
It'll also beep at you when you reach the speed that you configure.
All right.
And so like if you're
I like
riding
the safety features.
if you're riding at night, it's super handy too, because like we were talking about the headlight a little bit before this began. And so if you set that speed limit down to like 14, 15 miles an hour and you're riding at night, it's gonna force the unicycle to tip back enough that it's gonna lift the headlight when you start accelerating.
Okay.
So it's like, it's gonna increase the range of the headlight for you if you dial in that top speed.
I get it. Okay. I see what you're saying. And obviously we can't test it out now, but I've heard the V11 headlight is official.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty
you
bright.
said you don't even set it all the way to its top settings and it's good for you.
Yeah, this is about half power and I've never had an issue with the brightness.
YouTube, if we check this thing out later on a night ride, we're gonna show you what this headlight looks like. But right now, we're just going over all these V11 features. This was a gem we came across today. This is a very popular uni, very talked about uni in the electric community. So I'm glad that we ran into Philip today because he is an expert on this thing and he's gonna pretty much tell you everything that you wanna know. He's pretty good on this, and as far as unis goes, he likes this over the V13 right now.
The V12.
I'm sorry, the V12.
The V12 high torque most specifically.
So it's the torque that's probably going to be the issue with this, right?
Yeah, you can definitely overpower this wheel. If you ask it to accelerate too quickly, it'll pedal dip on you, and that just kind of means that you're like...
You want to explain what a pedal dip is?
A pedal dip means that you're asking it for more power than it can give you.
Okay.
So you're trying to twist it forward to tell it to accelerate, and a pedal dip means that your twist is successful. You have actually changed the orientation of the device so that it's not upright and resisting your motion anymore. It actually falls forward, and that's the beginning phase of a cutout. And so in a pedal dip, you have a brief moment to like move the wheel back underneath you with your hips and your heels and catch it.
All right, thanks for that. That is very good information. So, what do you think who is this for, I should ask you rather?
I think this is for people who have some amount of self-control, who are going to be using it mostly in city settings.
Okay.
I think this is a fabulous commuter wheel. They say that it's an off-road wheel, but I think that there are better choices for that, like the S18 or like the S22.
Okay.
But this is like the best in-town wheel.
This is your hooligan round town street mobile, right?
Yeah, it's like your hooligan in comfort.
Okay.
There's
I love it, man. I love it, Philip. Thank you so much for letting us check it out.
Oh, you're absolutely
And if you don't mind what I ran into you doing, you mind showing YouTube a little bit of the fun you can have on this thing?
Sure. So my main tricks are just spinning tricks.
Okay.
So if we just start off, come over here, start with just a regular forward spin. This is a basic skill. You should be able to do this when you're learning. This is just like, learning a turn. Do the same thing the other direction. Fundamental skill. But then, when you rolled up, I was showing off because I was doing that.
Oh yeah, that's what I was noticing. Look at this guy.
And then we'll go backwards to the right.
That thing looks so fun, man.
And then
This is the type of stuff that gets me in trouble. I see people do this, and I think I can do it.
do the 1 foot circles.
Oh my God. You see it here first, YouTube. This is what you can do on the V11. Check it out. Check it out.
And now I'm dizzy.
I would have been dizzy in the first 10 seconds, man. Hey,
Right.
Philip, thanks so much, man. You're awesome, man. You said there's a bunch of unis around here in Longmont, right?
Yep, I'd say 20 to 30, somewhere in there.
All right. You're going to have me on your trail. I'm going to try to catch you guys. Maybe I'm sure you do rides around town. I'm going to try to check you and some other unis out here. But thank you so much for your time and your education on the V11, man. You're amazing. Catch up with you later, Philip.
You're so welcome. I hope you and your viewers have a fantastic day.
Thank you so much, man.